Hey everyone, I hope you had a great weekend. We are coming to the close of this class. Only 2 weeks left, so stay in there. Please let me know if I can do anything to help you. We are on stage 3. You guys have created a year-long curriculum using the standards, big ideas, essential questions, learning objectives, enduring understandings, all of that language. And then you created your stage 2, which you looked at tests, assessments, rubrics, formative and summative. And now and only now are we really ready to look at the activities that's going to drive your units home. I want you to understand that in the teaching world, this is usually not the way it works. Many times teachers look for activities first, and then they find ways to fit those activities into their tests and into their units, and as a result, the units are not as rigorous and the students do not learn exactly what they're supposed to. You have set up the roadmap. You know what you're going to teach, and you know what the end assessment's going to look like, and you know what the assessments along the way are going to look like. Now you find the activities that are going to get you to that end destination. The teachers that don't do that just kind of go out for a stroll and they don't really know where they're going to end. And towards the end, they decide to make a test over what it is that they've taught. That's so wrong. The kids are getting cheated out of the education they're supposed to be getting. So I want you to understand the way that you've done doing that stage 1 and stage 2, although it doesn't have to be linear. And sometimes when you start looking at your standards, activities start coming to your brain. That's okay. But please don't be the teacher that goes straight to Pinterest and finds all these fun activities, and then you try to figure out how to squeeze those activities into standards that don't really match. That is a temptation and is a disservice to students. You need to know your standards and exactly what students are supposed to know, and then look at the activities that fit perfectly into those. What you're going to do for this portion is you're going to create a lesson plan. You're going to use this Huffios form. And I'm going to tell you right now that you won't ever use this form when you become a teacher. This is strictly for student teachers, or teachers that are being evaluated, but it is not a day-by-day lesson plan that you'll use in a classroom. So that's why you only have to create one of those. However, I'm just going to post these for you to look at. I don't want you to start doing anything with them yet. I'm going to give you Monday through Wednesday to simply start to think about what activities you'd want to do. Now, let me be clear. You have chosen one unit, and for this portion in stage 3, we're now down to the day-by-day activities. I want you just to create the first day of what your subject would look like. So if you're teaching math, what would your 50-minute period look like? If you're doing elementary literacy, what would your hour and 30-minute block schedule period look like? What activities would you have? What are the students going to be doing? What materials are you going to need? And so think about how long it is that your class is going to take to teach, and then you're simply going to plan the first day of your unit that you've been working on for stage 2. Start looking at what activities are going to fit, research them. I'm going to put these forms up there. You're going to have to fill this out, but I do want you to know right now you have a reflection side right here. You do that when you're done teaching. So for this class, you do not have to fill out the whole right side of this form. All of this will be left blank. You are only filling out the left side. Okay, all the way down. There are 8 sections. Number 2 is standards. Number 3 is the assessment. Number 4 is student grouping, and then the methods that you're going to use, activities and procedures, materials, and finally you're going to come down to accommodations. When you get to accommodations, you're going to find that there's lots of different students that you can have in your classroom. For this class, I want you just to concentrate on these 2. what are you going to do for the advanced learners in your class, and what are you going to do for the struggling learners? So, what are you going to do for students that get done early, and what are you going to do when students don't get the material the first time you teach it? What interventions might you have? So you're going to have to kind of come up with other activities or things that can be done in your classroom, and you're going to have to figure out how you can reteach it in a different way for students that don't get it the first time. So I'm going to upload these forms so you can look at them. You can start to fill it out if you would like, but I'd really like for you for these first couple of days this week just to think about what you're going to teach, how you're going to teach it, what concepts are you going to teach first within your unit, how you're going to introduce the material. That might take a whole day right there just to build the backstory behind why the students are going to learn what they're learning. You will have this blank form. I'm also going to put this note page on here for you. This just has kind of a step-by-step instruction of what you should put underneath each section. So what are the instructional outcomes for this lesson? And then I just wrote, you're going to put your learning objectives for that day's lesson here. So remember the student will be able to, so the TSWBATs, you're going to put one or two of those, whichever ones hit that day's outcomes right there. And that goes all the way down. And then finally, I'm going to put what a completed one looks like. Remember, just this left side. I'm about to find out who watches these and who doesn't, because somebody's going to try to fill out this right side, and they're going to get so mad at me because they don't know what they're doing and it doesn't make sense. You don't have to do that. Just the left. Okay? Please let me know if you have any questions. But to be clear, you have no work to do from now until Wednesday. On Wednesday, I will give you some clear directions. But for now, I just want you to start processing and thinking about how you're going to introduce your unit. Start looking at some activities that you can find. You can go to Pinterest now if you would like to. Guys, it's okay to go to Pinterest. Okay? You can still be a man and look at Pinterest every once in a while. Let me know if there's anything I can do. No work, just think and look at these forms and let me know if you have any questions on it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you.